Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Christian from Berlin. When I had my first interview with my first agency in London and they just decided, okay, we give this strange German guy his first gig in a 5-star hotel, I said, yippee-yay, and I was just about to leave the room when I said after me, and of course, Christian, you wear a bow tie, a tuxedo suit, and of course you play jazz. The idea of upmarket, stylish, classy bar piano is still jazz. And today we will see what jazz or jazzy elements does to the sound of bar piano. How does it make this so stylish? It's become rather long, was a lot of work. Hope you will enjoy it and leave a like if you did. Helps this tutorial a lot to be seen by others. Now let's go, enjoy it. Let's go achieve that beautiful classy sound. In order to achieve that, I have to put you on the dentist chair just for 1 minute, because we have to scratch at the door of jazz theory. Jazz theory, just very little, okay? So I'll be very sweet to you while doing this just like a dentist says. Okay, a part of it we learned already in episode 3. The complete course is linked under the video, you might have a look. You learned already the rootless voicings that come from jazz. We will go through a very typical chord progression and I will show you the voicings I use. You play the D minor 7. You see the rootless voicing here in the right hand is the 3, 5, 7, 9. And on the G, we will use this one, the C, rootless voicing, open voicing also called, and the A7 altered. You see in the display is the sharp 9, sharp 5, the 9 and the 5 are altered, that's why it's also called the altered chord. And we will play, you play this in the left hand of course. Okay. Just briefly, because we don't want to repeat too much, I did already. Now, in where are we now with the scale bits? You know, up to now, it was just fine playing the. You remember the major blues scale? Overall. The major blues scale served all chords. Now, jazz is built on the on the European seven note diatonic major scale. If we do something in major, so there are more notes here. You see, in the major blues scale we have these, but now we have also this note added and this note added. So all notes of the 7-step diatonic scales are used. And they made a system so that you know if you're on the D minor 7, you can play, what note can you play? They say you can play all these notes and they gave it the name Dorian scale. So that's it. When you hit on a D7 minor, you know it's a second degree chord, then you know I can improvise on the Dorian scale, and on the 5th, they said we call that Mixolydian. They are named after ancient Greek provinces, the scales. God knows why. No, not even God knows. It's completely arbitrary that they gave it names of ancient Greek provinces. Like I think the moons of Saturn are named after Shakespearean heroes. Same reason, none at all. So we will use the Dorian scale and the Mixolydian scale, then what they call the Ionian, the smart people from jazz, highbrow name for just the major scale. Yeah? And we will use the altered scale for the altered chord, quickly recalling it has the 9th altered, so it's this scale. Major 3rd, altered 5, 7. So the 9th is altered in both directions and the 5th is altered in both directions. Why do I teach you this out of space scale because it sounds beautiful. You will see if you just play the. Here it is. You see, it sounds beautiful. So much about the basics. How will I proceed? I will play an example, and after each example I will explain in depth what I did. In the past some said, Christian, you're too fast. This time I took time to explain really every detail. I hope you appreciate that. In the end we want to create a beautiful pie of jazzy elements, easy listening and bluesy gloss to achieve that really expensive sounding style. Let's start with the first example. First, you will realize I played only voicings now in the left hand and no root at all. That is possible because the brain is completing the chord. It somehow knows from the context that this is actually not the F major chord, but it's the voicing of D minor 7. Latest when I play this, it's clear to the brain and it will complete the chord. It will complete in your brain. Yes, there's something happening in your brain. I wonder myself about my own brain. Anyway, so we will add the roots later to give it more bass. But many famous jazz pianists, they play some stretches without even playing the root note, and then they complete it occasionally. Now, so this one we have the D minor 7. Now, as I said, you can play the Dorian scale. Up and down, but there's a saying that says one melody is worth 1,000 scales. So we, give it a little bit, put it and shape the scale and play something melodious from it. It's the same when you're single and you go out. You don't show everything, but you put yourself in shape. Great comparison. So now we have the. And I will stop here already because it's quite important. You see we are in D minor. Please don't be confused by me just playing this rootless voicing. I can do it like this also if you insist. You see, I emphasize the 9th. You can also emphasize the 7th. Or even the 11, and it immediately sounds much better than if you just hammer away on the D, which you probably would prefer. Here, the 11, the tension notes, the optional notes, the notes in between the root, the 3rd and the 5th. You see? 9th, 7. I can never tell when I cut this off how many lines they fit on them after I cut the side. So be on the safe side and just show you one line. It's not to make you crazy or drive or buy my sheet music. It's just it's a compromise. So and so we gave this a little shape, a little melodious shape, and we arrive at the C major. You see? The major 7 is on top. Can you see? Instead of playing always the root. But yes. And our new friend, the A7 altered. And immediately I play the altered scale, which you practiced by now, and I don't start it on the root note, the A, but one of the tension notes. That sounds so good. Here. And you're crying out in joy because there's something you actually recognize, and that is bluesy elements. So, again, we are at A7 altered, and we are in a drone lick, the blues drone lick from the major blues scale. And it's just, come on, you must admit, Christian is right for a change. That is a wonderful sound. Couple of notes of the altered scale, which is the last chord here. Next example, what did I do here? Again, I used the scale notes, but I didn't just play scale up and down, but I use a typical, very typical turn. It's we're going up the third of a chord, and hold on, it was 16th notes. So, and again, top note is the 9th. I told you, the top note is always the accentuated note. So, yeah, wonderful. And we go up to the next top note, which is the 11, also known as the 4th. So we turn the scale into a nice melody, and accentuated or played the top note is tension notes. Again. Automatically sounds like your second spring or your third spring. And yeah, little ornamentation, our beloved butterfly landing on the next third, the C major, which it goes like this again. Ha ha ha, C major. I climbed up to reach the optional note, the tension note, the 9th. So it's a wonderful recipe. Sometimes, actually, what I say makes sense. Bop! And we go down. And the A7 altered is coming. What did I tell you? Play the tension note, the sharp 9. Before we had the flat 9 as a tension note, up. Now we take the sharp 9. And this is again a wonderful recipe. We go from the altered scale to our wonderful drone lick, bluesy drone lick. Yeah. If you play this in any hotel, people will cheer at you. The ladies will just, scream with joy, and their husbands will get immediately red of jealousy. Yeah, just because you watched my lesson. Yeah, this is just moving minds and hearts all over the world. Let's go to the next example, because you need examples. Examples. Let's have a look. 1 and 2. And here I want you to observe. Before we go to the next slide. Come on. You watched the motive tutorial, right? Now it's coming in a helpful way, because we have again a little motive made from the scale notes. And again, yeah, this is another example of 1 and. look what you can do. Again with the 7-9. Again, 1 and. So, you see, we have a motive. Now listen to the G. Yes, it's mirrored. The ba da 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 do dim. We have this motive, the rhythmic motive, mirrored. And so with just a few notes and on the G7, what is this? It's not in the diatonic major scale, because that would be this one. Yeah, it's a blue note. It's from the minor blues scale. Yeah. We go to C. Next line. Okay, second line. Now what do we have here, Christian? It's scale runs. Didn't you just say a melody is worth 1,000 scales? It's true, but of course you can occasionally indulge into the scale run. It's no dogmas here, and of course you can occasionally indulge into the odd arpeggio. So I chose not a super fast and long scale run because I want you to be able to play my examples. You know, that's important. So we start just from the 9th again and just play a bit of major scale. Boring. But now I'm hitting the sharp 9 here on top. Did you realize that I just changed my voicing here? I don't play this one. Why? Because I intend to go here with the downscale. So I keep this already free, you know. They're not clashing their hands. So, and now look at this. A7 odd. This is altered scale. And here I blend immediately into with a little, like a major blues scale, you know? And immediately go and transition into major blues scale. Okay, a little word on, I know that these chords are all familiar to you from my previous lessons. I kind of do this course roughly along familiar chords. I know there are some pundits out there who came maybe like, hey, it's jazz, he's surely gonna do A flat, 2/5, altered scale in all different keys. And even some entry-level books do that. They show one concept, and then they show the next concept, but do this on A flat. That's not good. I don't know why they do it, because I believe explaining new concepts is good on familiar grounds. So let's go to the next example. This is a wonderful example of mingling easy listening patterns, pardon my Norwegian, and a jazz technique that sounds so incredibly luxurious, every bar owner will beg on their knees to have you play in their bar. So let's start with the spider, an easy listening element, you know, from my previous lesson. The easy listening elements are also in this sheet music because it's including the sheet music from the previous lessons too. Go buy it! Make me rich. So we have the spider coming down. You know, life is still wonderful. Daddy Longlegs walking down the stairs. And boom! Hitting on the superimposed chord. I never heard it, so if you have any spider in your house you want to get rid of, wait for it and then boom! You play this. It will hit the spider root immediately. So, what is it? Coming down again. Daddy Longlegs and boom. This is a superimposed chord structure. And your head might get a little bit dizzy in the beginning, but it's really worth it. Learning jazz is getting dizzy in your head. We have the G7, but what is my right hand playing here? You know, G7. I play the root for now, it's not in there, but just to give you some orientation, you don't have to play the root. Now, look at what my right hand is playing. It's not at all G7. It is the simple A major triad. It's an E major triad, octaved here with the octave. What is that to do with G? We don't care, but we know it sounds so good. It sounds like I can't even fathom a word for this, like a Snickers Deluxe. And so where is it built on? G7. We have the G major 6. Pay attention now. Now it's really important. Switch off Netflix. We have the major 6 of the chord G7 and major 6. And on the major 6 interval of the chord we're in, it has to be a dominant chord, dominant 7th chord, a 5 chord. We build a simple major triad. That's it. Take the 6th interval, major 6, build a simple triad, play the whole chord. If you want, you can octave. You don't have to. We can also. It doesn't matter. Everybody will just, feel embalmed in total luxury. So that's why it's called superimposed, or in some books, upper structure, because we just played E chord on top, and it's getting even better. Next line. Okay, you got the trick? Try it on C, just for checking if you got it. C7. We build the major 6 on C is an A. Here, we build the A major triad. Da-dum. We play the C7. We move this in the gap here so it's closer together. Feels better. Ah yeah, see, we already managed the C. Same thing. Now, we were here, G7, and the spider thought it would get some help, and here, some help comes. The second spider is entering the race. You just scared the first spider, second spider thinks, I gotta help my friend, and here, it comes for help. Ba, 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 ba. But then, even worse, the A7 with the superimposed chord is hitting the spider in its face, and both run off. You are safe. Now, this is not only an easy listening structure, it is also a motive, which I repeat. You remember first? And then second, same motive. Yeah, so it's repeating, watch my motive lesson. So this way we can use it in a musical way. C major, spider comes along for help. And then A7. Let's have a look. A, major 6 of A, ding. We have built the major triad, simple major triad on the 6th interval. Play the A7. Put this one down, inversion, so it's closer together, sounds better. Oh, I'm amazed how good I am sometimes. Now, look, it's getting even better. Because we have 2 ways of superimposing a major triad on top. So, this one is on the major 6, the F sharp, but we can do it also on the minor 6. So it would be from A, the F. We build a major triad, bam. We move it down so it's closer together with the A7, no gaps here. And we have both. Whoa, whoa. F on top, superstructure, superimpose. And, well, sometimes if I'm totally lost in a hotel, it's already late hours and have no more inspiration, I just go through different random 2-5 chord progressions, just play superimposed structures. Everybody happy, I'm brain dead, but I still survive thanks to these luxurious sounds. And again, we have an example with an easily listening pattern, a wonderful run, mixed with a jazz element. And this time we have a look at how we can do more damage on dominant 7th chord. In the last one you saw we can do the superimposed chords, we can do more on the dominant. Now, how do I start with some... What is this, Christian? What is this? It's the sugar sweet run from my easy listening patterns. You remember this one? Just simple, let's say D minor. Yeah, which we can play in all sorts of ways. And this time I just play variation. I just skip the root and replace it with the 9th here, quite in jazz style. So, and then it's repeating. That's wonderful. Easy listening patterns have to be easy to repeat because, after a 5-hour gig, your brain is not even malfunctioning. It's not functioning at all. So we need repetitive patterns then, especially since we're underpaid and just get whatever, tap water and orange juice for 7 hours of slave work. Now, you see, that's quite an easy run. Go to my previous lesson also to expect more the details of the easily listening patterns. Now we're coming to something. So we have, interesting, so we have, and now we have this. We did two things to the inconspicuous G7. Sometimes there might be just G7 without any flat 9 or something, but the jazz musician, especially when he's playing solo, can do just on its own accord alter intervals. We don't mind if it's just G7 or whatever. We can always do something like, look at this. Here, G7, but hey, what is Christian doing? Blasphemy? It's not even in the Mixolydian scale. But he told us it's the Mixolydian scale, but Christian also told you that it's just a framework. From the framework we deviate all the time in jazz. And here we play the flat 5. So you can alter the flat 5 just like that. Creates tension, creates luxury, creates taste. And look at this. So the 5 we can alter. And the 9, even if it's just a G7 chord try, you can not alter the 9. But if you feel like it, you can play. You see, there is huge freedom in solo jazz. If you play with a guitarist, you got to talk to him about what 9th you will be playing. Or just don't talk to him, just kick him out of the band and you're all set. That's what I usually do. Now, you see, we have the 5, and just like that, I want to play this, or maybe even this. Look what the left hand can also do. Before we had this one on G7, right? Look what this little finger is doing. Bum. Again. Yeah. G is just also altering the 9. Oh. Before we had this one. Now we do. Oh, come on. That's sugar. That's sugar, 5-star sugar. So we move on, and you see we have another easy listening pattern. And this is, I call the butterfly. We have spiders, and where there are spiders, there are butterflies. So also an easy listening element, go to previous lesson. Quickly repeat it. Butterfly, does it fit in it? Can you see? Okay, wait. Yeah. Okay. So we have the, where am I here? No, it's even wrong. Okay. So we have the C major, and butterfly is everything that had this pattern, 1 up, 1 down. Here we have this butterfly along the C major chords. Quickly repeat, quickly repeating along the C major chords. The butterfly. And then, what do we hit here? An old friend. Yes, you can play it day in, day out, just repeating this. da 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 da. Yeah. Okay. Now that was 4-star. 4-star youth hostel. So, you got me, huh? You're free on dominant to do a lot of things that are not written down actually in the sheet music. You can play superimposed chords. You can just do something with the flat 5 or with the flat 9. You can superimpose a chord. Spider, running away. Yeah, spider. Have cold fingers. I have cold fingers. Don't look. Next example. Now, what the heck do I want to show you this time? Now, contrary to public opinion, the bar pianist, the good bar pianist, does not always play high, fast arpeggios, cruise liner style, but, you know, showing true class by playing understated, playing in the middle. And maybe, you see, playing here, not showing off. In a small bar, these frequencies are also the frequencies that people need to understand each other. We're coming into speech territory. Yeah, but we are sophisticated. We can also play understated. So I want to show you how to solve the problem in the middle, because here we play very often two-handed voicings. Yeah, it's getting worse and worse, I know. Look at the D minor 7. Without this, you would immediately recognize it. It's the D, the minor 7, and the minor 3rd and the 5th. Typical voicing for anything, like pop, rock, but also, of course, it's not forbidden in jazz. But we can give it an extra note. Here, we add the 4th. Now listen to this. Yeah, there's something more, huh? There's something more. That's the difference between Diet Coke and Coca-Cola Zero. It's just one more artificial sugar. So here we have the 4th, and here there's also a voicing, but it's also showing you again what we learned before, the altered 5. You could also play like D minor 7. And this is also two-handed voicing. This time we have the root 7, major 3rd, and the flat 5, which aims to be resolved here. Okay. In this case, we played without the 3rd. I told you, the winner sound, the flat 5. Now let's have a look at the C major voicing. It's again a two-handed voicing. And what is so special? Root. Major 3rd, 6th, 9th, and 5th. Now, if there's something that strikes you, that's right. From here on, it's only 4ths intervals. Here, E, this is a 4th, this is a 4th, and this is a 4th. A wonderful voicing that tingles your brain. And now we go A7, complete representation. The A7 here, it's not forbidden to play this. When I said the root is the enemy, no, I was just kidding. So here, this is a great thing, and it leaves you a lot of space to stuff here, you see? And it's still warm. Wonderful. And now we go to the D minor 7. Look at this. And now look at this, again, reminding you of our last chapter, the flat 9, here. And look what we do here. Have the C two-headed voicings again, and a little gimmick running up the, not the hill. You can experiment with voicings. Let me just experiment a little bit. That you get see what nice things we can do here. Wonderful. And there's this, already the next single malt. The multi whiskey is the one that must be, if the single malt is really expensive, then the multi malt must be the real cheap one from Tesco's or Aldi. Do you have Aldi in your country? I guess so. So the next style, very sumptuous style you play if you don't really feel like playing any more scaly stuff. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, but there's still some multi-billionaires left in the lobby and you still want to impress. So it's the same method that you use when the toilet paper is on sale. You grab as much as you can and run. So what do I mean? We have the A minor 7 in the beginning, and A minor 7 is this. I grab all chords. Or notes of the A minor 7. See? Now, this time, this example is not well done by me because I start with a harder example. Afterwards, I'll show you an easier way to play it with just 4 notes. Here I grab 5 notes. Yeah, there's got to be an octave in there, that's essential. Now look what I do. I go up to the D7 altered. Well, it's half altered. I told you already, we can do things on the dominant 7th style. It becomes altered in the second half. It doesn't matter. So now we have the D7. Look, we have the flat 9. Grab the major 3rd, grab the 5th, grab the 7th, and octave. Again, 5 notes. You see. So this is not particularly jazzy in the right hand, except that we're using the flat 9. But the left hand provides the jazzy bits. Here we have the altered voicing in the D7. Now we have getting a bit more harmless 4 notes. And we go to the G minor 7. What do I do? Wonderful. Grabbing as many things I can grab. Only the outer voices. The middle stays the same. That's an old trick. Only the outer voices wander, and it creates that luxurious cruise liner style we hate so much. So, jazz voicing, bop, 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 bop. Occasionally you still might want to play the ornamentation, but not much. And C7 we grab. Here. Outer voices, in the middle is C. And where are we now? Oh yes, F. Again, 5 notes. I know that's a tough call, and this one slipped out of my fingers. I know you possibly cannot play this. You just might play the 5th in the left hand. So, jazz voicing. And a little bit of doodling. Okay, so what did I play there? Forgot. Yeah, okay, I couldn't resist. Play a little bit of scale stuff. Okay, but you get the message. So I will show you an easier approach with not 5 notes, but let's say 4 notes. Okay, let's say we are in D minor 7 now. And can I go? Yeah, I take this away now. You don't need that anymore. Okay, just to, if you want to get into this, and let's say we have a D minor 7. Now look, you have 4 chords, 4 notes here. You could also play the 7 instead of the octave here. Yeah, why not do this? Okay, D minor 7. Outer voices create a little bit of movement in the melody. Now look at this. Old friends come back, and here's an old friend again, the superimposed chord. Okay, again. D minor 7, a little bit of melody, superimposed G7, 4 notes, or as you wish. Outer voices create a little bit of melody. C major. Important is always an octave. The rest you fill up with chord notes. And you can just put also octaves in the middle. A7 or here, the flat 9, the major 3rd, the sharp 5. Yeah. I tried a little summary. Of course, I'm very aware that with these 40-50 minutes, I think it was, I could only give you a little glimpse into the style. Why is that? Of course, there are many more chord progressions you usually encounter in songs. And there are more scales also, and more figures, and a lot of stuff. Jazz piano is a wide field. What I showed you today in a condensed fashion, there are several books covering this. So it can only be an appetizer, and we could only do 2 chord progressions, and even then it has become quite a long video. It can only be an appetizer to make those of you hungry, maybe you want to go and learn the stuff and also other keys. If you want to go on learning, I found the Jazz Piano book by Paul Levine, excellent. And also, if you want to learn on YouTube, Tony Winston has an excellent jazz piano channel. Very nice guy, very good teacher, where he's covering a lot of different examples. So that would be the next thing for you to do. Try this in different keys, different chord progressions, and collect more examples until you come up with your own beautiful melodies or figures. I understand that it's not so easy. When I play it, it looks easy, but you copy, you know the 3-step: imitate, assimilate, innovate. So hope you still liked it, and I see you in my next one. Bye bye from Berlin. Leave it a like, very important for this one. Bye.